Hi everybody. Sorry for the noise. This is a very warm winter day and I've got the fan on in the window, believe it or not. But I just got a comment from a viewer, and they were commenting on the backdrop I have in this tank, and they were actually watching a different video where I was explaining that I use cloth material that I buy up at the big Mart store. It's only a couple dollars a yard, and you can just use some sort of tape and just tape it to the back of the tank. And in this particular case, I used a green back cloth instead of my more traditional purple, my sort of signature purple that I use, and that is the color right there, purple, that I put in the back of my tanks. So I just thought I would shoot a real quick video showing you different things you can do for very simple ways to put some back cloth on your tank. This one again is still halfway in the process of being taken down. I'm not sure if I like the green or not. It almost makes the tank look too green, and I've just never really got around to doing anything else with it. But you can see it's just green material taped to the back of the tank. I've also got some of the purple material that I use here as just a drape over the light. It kind of cuts down on the glare that comes off the front of the tank, so it's useful for that. This tank, I know you got a ton of glare behind me because I have the overhead light on, and you'll see why in just a second. I want to show you some stuff. But you can't really tell there's purple back there unless you look sort of right where the light is shining. Then you realize, okay, that is a purple backdrop, isn't it? The same goes for this tank. Now this has so much green on it you can't tell what color it is anyway. But if you do really get in there and look closely at it, you can see that it is indeed my signature purple background. This is a background that I'd actually bought and experimented with one time. Gave that sort of watery feel. Decided I did not like it, so we never went with that. I have tried this material, and I'm going to actually show you the tank. The tank's no longer up and running, but I do still have the tank dressed out with this sort of faux starry background on it, and that's actually the tank that got me thinking about shooting this whole video together. So we're going to go look at that one in a second. This tank is my 29-gallon miscellaneous, and while at first glance it looks like that is the same purple background behind it, it is not. That is actually two pieces, and if you look very closely right there, you can see the seam where I just sort of butted them up against each other, and it is this material. This is called foam board, and it's about a 1/4 inch thick. Doesn't have a price on it, but it's like 98 cents or maybe $1.98 for a piece of it, and you can see it's, almost 2 feet by 18 inches or something like that, 28 by 18. But the thickness is important on this one, because this hang on the back filter, I needed something to sort of bolster it out away from the glass, and this is just thick enough to do so, and gives me that nice solid color that I like in the background. I like a dark color, I like a matte color, and I like a flat sort of color even. I don't like the changing color effects. I don't like whimsical designs. I've tried paisley material in my tanks. I've tried all sorts of things. I also buy pretty purple ribbon, and while I don't have it on any tank down here currently at the moment, I used to use the ribbon to just trim off the front edge. And of course you don't have to go with the purple. You can use black or any color you like if you want to be a little more manly than me. That way I didn't have to have the water right up to the top, because I personally cannot stand that gap you get between the water and the top of the tank. So you can use a piece of ribbon and tape it across there and cover that gap and disguise that and hide that. I have gone with, in the past, lighter colors and gone with sort of a baby blue, giving it that sort of flat, distant feel. And I don't like the light background. It draws your attention too much to the background, and it hides the fish. It actually detracts from the tank by putting that light colored background in there. To me, you might like a light colored background. If it's your tank, knock yourself out. But let's go look at this one last tank, and I want to show you one thing I did. This is one of my more whimsical tanks that nobody ever seemed to notice the whimsy in it, and I was a little disappointed by that. But it's now broken down, and I don't use it anymore. But we're going to go have a look at the empty tank, because I want to show you how easy it is to just do something simple and whimsical. So hang on. And here we are over at my scientific test station, my washing machine. This is the back of the tank, and I deliberately started by showing you this. I don't want to spoil the surprise just at the moment. This is the tank that I use that sort of starry background, and the first thing I did was I printed out a suitable picture of Darth Vader, and I just printed it on my computer. I cut it out very carefully, and then I taped it to the glass, and then I laid this starry background over top of that to give you the effect we're about to see. So hang on half a second again. Well, I did everything I could to hold this and angle it in such a way that you could actually see what I was talking about without it looking terrible. Now that is so painfully obvious when I'm holding it like this that you can't miss it. But when I had this tank up and running, and if you're curious, go check my living room tank playlist. I only have about 3 videos of it. But sure enough, bold as brass, right there is Darth Vader's face on a starry background, and no one ever commented on it or even noticed it was in there. So that was one of the last few tanks I did that had anything sort of whimsical in it. But again, it's as simple as that. I printed something off the computer, I cut it out with a pair of scissors. I mean, this is like a second grader craft project, you know, and then I used some Scotch tape and I taped the material to the back of it. And, you know, Craft Project 101 took me 15 minutes and I was done, and I had my Darth Vader tank. So we'll go look at the other tanks one last time, and we'll call that a video. And then this tank, of course, is my best tank so far, my newest one. This is my 125. And again, I have my signature purple cloth material in the background there. And right now it's a little on the noticeable side, especially off to the left here where I've got the light shining right on it. But as time goes on and the water starts developing some tannins and the plants growing a little thicker, once the light gets reduced by the floating surface plants that are going to spread out quite a bit, you'll cease to notice that it has a purple background in there. You know, your brain picks up on it and it gives it that subtle softness and makes it a little more comfortable to look at. There's nothing harsh about the background, but that's just it. It's not, you know, the background should be just that. It should not detract from the tank at all. So that's just a little tip from me if you want to use a very inexpensive background, if you want to do something that you can change out on a whim anytime you feel like it for just a few dollars and in just a few minutes. No fuss, no muss. It's not all that pain in the butt of having to squeeze all the little bubbles out of the stick-on kind of stuff. You don't have to paint the tank or worry about any of that kind of stuff. You just hang some material, tape it on, and when you want to change the color of the background, you tape some different material on there and you're good to go. So thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. Hope that was helpful. If you're not already subscribed, please do. I do a lot of videos spur of the moment like this, and you don't want to miss any of them. So thanks for watching this one, and I will see you real soon on the next one.